Dear ones, perhaps you are concerned that the future holds minimal joy for you, or you are exhausted by the shifts occurring within your being. It does not matter. All you know is that your life seems more complicated than you hoped for once you moved beyond 3D. Your fears are similar to those you likely had during the first few days of a new job. Everything is new and unexpected. Your former activity or event touchstones are no longer there. So you feel burdened by activities with minimum meaning that continue to be shoulds because those activities encourage you to believe they will provide the peace and joy you once felt. You are in a new world, or, if it is easier for you to accept, a place that you have not yet experienced. The clues that helped you move through 3D activities are no longer there. What are you to do? A much better question now is, what do you want to do? You find yourself frozen at certain times and out of place at others. Even though you smile and participate in a conversation, you are most often waiting for that interaction to end so you can do something that does not seem readily available or even that interesting. Your mind is racing, but your body remains solidly of the earth. Or your body requests certain activities that your mind finds bothersome. And on it goes as you wrestle with the last remaining pieces of 3D shoulds, trying to find a kernel of honesty within you. An honesty that seems to be shifting daily. Your sleep patterns are also disruptive to your inner and outer worlds. Some days, you wish you were here, others, you want to be there. But even if you move or think accordingly, it is never quite enough. You are tired and anxiety-ridden, wanting this to be over so you can try something else that also does not feel right once you access it. Nothing feels right or interesting enough to pursue, and everything seems beyond your reach. What was once exciting is no more, what will be exciting has not yet arrived. This quandary, this hesitation to explore, is a short-lived event. Perhaps an easier way to understand is to imagine that you have waited for years for the perfect job. But now that you have that perfect job, you must adapt to the idiosyncrasies of that position to feel comfortable, perhaps interactions that seem overwhelming or task requirements that appear beyond your skills. So it is now. You are expected to adjust immediately to your new attributes even though those expectations are skills you have never used while of the earth. The freedom to be is a process, not necessarily a long process but a process. Over the next few days, you will adjust to the new being you have become. Some days, that adjustment will be easy, other days, it will be exhausting. Allow yourself to be frightened as well as adventurous. Just as you expected months or years ago, you will adjust to new you in a new world, but not necessarily easily for the next few days. You will think that you will never achieve any comfort in your new life until you do. As has been true throughout your 3D Earth lives, you will adjust. Many of the pieces you now have within you are segments from various lives in various places, all blending together into a peaceful whole. The current solar and lunar activities are, in a sense, a life glue that binds everything together into a cohesiveness that directs you to new feelings and activities. You are in a tremendous inner growth spurt that will evolve into your new world. A world that feels like you have come home to yourself. And so it will be. Not within months or years, but days. Allow yourself to be as you maneuver through this astrological quagmire of self. You are in exactly the right place at the right time. It merely feels as if you are not. A feeling that will dissipate within days. So be it. Amen.